So sandwiched between Bonfim versus Bilal Muhammad and Cape versus Horiguchi, we got this little random event called UFC Freedom 250. And I suppose we're going to be taking a look at this card, reviewing it, and going over the fights and making some predictions. Welcome to my YouTube channel, guys. And without any further ado, make sure you like this video, and we're about to get into the card. So, clicking on it. Ilia Toporia versus Justin Gaethje in the main event. Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane in the co-headliner. And we got some other pretty good fights on there. Sugar versus Zahabi. Hokit versus Lewis. Ruffy versus Chandler. Nickal versus Kyle Daukaus. And Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. Let's start with the first fight of the night. Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. I feel like when this fight was first announced, for some weird reason, I thought, well, you know, I don't know, might be picking Steve Garcia in this one. But as we've approached fight week, and I've been thinking about this more and more, I just feel like Diego Lopez is a lot higher level than Steve Garcia. And although his stock is a little bit low right now because he's coming off of getting pretty much outclassed by Volkanovski, you got to take that into account. He's fighting Volkanovski. And over the distance, nobody's been able to beat Volkanovski except Makhachev in that razor close fight. Diego Lopez is tough. He's built like a freaking rock. And I don't see Steve Garcia knocking him out. I feel like some of the shots that Steve Garcia lands on these guys and knocks a lot of his opponents out with isn't going to phase Diego Lopez. I just see Diego Lopez maybe struggling with him a little bit early, but I just see him finishing Steve Garcia at some point. I'm going to go with Diego Lopez by a second round knockout as my prediction. Nickal versus Kyle Daukaus. Dude, this is like this one and another fight on the card I'm really 50-50 on. I'm going to go with Nickal. Not confidently, though. I'm going to say he's going to be able to take him down and out-wrestle him in a close decision. I think Kyle Daukaus could hurt him early, though. I mean, since Kyle Daukaus has returned to the UFC, he's 2-0 with 2 first-round finishes. So, he's a dangerous fighter. Who did he finish? He finished Michelle Pereira and GM3. Now, that's not saying too much. I think Nickal's a lot better than both of those guys, but still, he's dangerous early. Mauricio Ruffy versus Michael Chandler. Dude, is it just me, or do I think that Chandler might just shoot a double leg on Ruffy, who we've seen get taken down by Benoit Saint-Denis, who isn't the most technically sound lightweight, but he's just a big, strong, physical guy, able to take Ruffy down. Now, I'm not saying Chandler's going to win this fight. I am going to pick Ruffy because I think his striking is a lot more dynamic. I think the Benoit Saint-Denis fight showed him a lot of things that he needed to work on. However, all I'm saying is Chandler might present some issues and might not be as washed as most of the MMA community seems to think that he is. So I'm going to go with Ruffy, but hey, this is not a lock, all right? I'm picking Ruffy probably by KO, though, that being said. Hokit versus Lewis. Josh Hokit, man, I'm picking him by knockout. Derek Lewis, I mean, he's always one of these guys where, you know, you roll the dice. You could land on a Derek Lewis KO. I just don't see it happening. I mean, unless Hokit is literally just standing in front of him the whole time, throwing hook. Though Hokit is a lot lighter on his feet, and even look at his fight against Curtis Blades. He was able to move in and out and crack him with big shots while being at a reach disadvantage. And I feel like that distance management is going to be important when you're fighting a power puncher like Derek Lewis. So I'm going to go with Hokit by knockout. I'm going to say I'm leaning first or second round. I'm going to go first round knockout. Sean O'Malley versus Amin Zahabi. This is either going to be a complete beatdown 30-27 or O'Malley's going to knock him out. Zahabi is a tough guy who usually weathers a early onslaught and comes on to win the fights in the later rounds, as we've seen recently. I just think Sean O'Malley is a completely different level to Chito Vera, which obviously we've seen, a completely different level to Jose Aldo now. I mean, O'Malley's a lot taller, a lot more powerful, a lot more technically skilled than pretty much all the guys Zahabi has fought so far. I like Zahabi, but I think this is the end of the road, buddy. I think this is where the win streak gets ended. So, yeah, I'm going to go Sugar, like I said, either by like late TKO. I think he'll butcher Zahabi early, mess up his face, and then get him out of there. Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane, another fight. So, like I said, I'm 50-50 on the Bo Nickal fight and versus Kyle Daukaus, and I'm really 50-50 on this one, Pereira versus Gane. So, I think Alex Pereira is going to win. But I think Cyril Gane's going to be very tricky for him early. Now, we've seen Cyril Gane get exposed before, but we've seen him get exposed in the grappling department, which it looks like he has made some improvements there. In his last fight against Aspinall, he was able to stuff some of the takedowns from a big athletic heavyweight fighter. But this is going to be his bread and butter, striking. He is a very good striker, and I think he is the technically superior boxer. But his shots is very like tappy, flicky, in and out. His chin is up there, and I feel like Alex Pereira is going to take advantage of the low kicks. So I could see a scenario where Cyril Gane maybe wins the first or the second round, but Pereira really starts to kind of wear him down, take his legs away from him, and ultimately get him out of there or win a decision. I feel like a real crafty pick here is maybe Pereira by decision. And we've seen Pereira, even though he's moving up in heavyweight, and typically guys that we see move up in weight class tend to slow down, we've seen Pereira go with very fast fighters and keep up with guys at 185 pounds, 205. We've seen him keep up with those guys speed for speed, skill for skill, and I think that's going to translate to heavyweight well. So Alex Pereira is my pick. And in the main event, I'm going with Justin Gaethje. You heard me right. I'm kidding. No. Ilia Toporia, I honestly think this is the most clear-cut, that could age horribly if there's some massive upset. This is the most clear-cut title fight in the past 2 years that I can easily think of off the top of my head. I don't see how Justin Gaethje wins this fight. The thing is, right, like you can take like a massive upset like Strickland Chimaev, right? You can say, oh, before the fight, if Strickland's able to stuff the takedowns, he'll outstrike him on the feet. You could say that, right? Which is what ended up happening, in the big upset. There is not a single area, with all due respect to Justin Gaethje, who is an absolute warrior, there is no individual area in mixed martial arts that Justin Gaethje is superior than Ilia Topuria. Not grappling, not striking, submissions. No. So this fight is not, there's not going to be grappling between these two guys. These two are going to either meet in the middle and Topuria will flatten him, or Gaethje's going to take a more patient approach, kind of circling the ring, popping the low kicks, popping the jabs, trying to work in and out and kind of clash with Ilia. But ultimately, Ilia is just so much tighter with his defense and so much more technically sound. He's going to be able to pick up on pattern recognition, and I feel like Gaethje likes to dip a lot and throw big looping overhands and big uppercuts. I feel like Topuria is going to be able to slip inside and hit him to work the body, blast him with an uppercut, blast him with an overhand. Maybe a similar kind of combination you get Oliveira with, a little right-left hook. I think he's going to knock him out, and I think it's going to be in the first round. That is probably my most confident pick of the whole card, Ilia Topuria by first round knockout. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, those are my predictions. Those are my predictions for the card. And yeah, we're going to watch this Sunday. Hopefully the event goes smooth. Hopefully it's not over politicized. And I just want to watch fights on the White House lawn, get that cool background in there, watch the fights, and not make it about, not make it political. I just want to watch some fun fights. So it's going to be a good card. I hope the weather doesn't interrupt it at any point. I hope it runs smooth and goes smooth. And like I said, I hope we get some good knockouts, which I think we will. I think this is going to be a good card. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.